Hello, everyone, and welcome to a commentary with Karthus the Death Singer. This is actually a few of these videos you'll see are me trying to figure out what mid laner I like, because mid lane has been one of my most recent favorite positions lately. I really haven't been too fond of solo top lately because there's just too many early game matchups, and I'm not a big fan of early aggression. Um, as I figure out later on, is I'm a very passive laner. I mean, I try to be a very passive laner and then try to be a very aggressive team fighter, because that's really where I shine, I think, is when I can have enough passivity in my laning phase and then just completely dominate my team fighting. Just then that's when I start making a difference, is my team fighting. That's why I've been liking characters like Ryze, Karthus, and Anivia. And look at that, nice pull there, Blitzcrank. We get the person we need to, though. That's the thing. Like that was a good grab on someone we needed to grab, because Vayne, actually, Vayne needs to be shut down early, or else she just completely dominates the late game, which is kind of why I'm planning on maybe picking her up again, because she kind of fits that same playstyle of I want passivity in my laning phase for the most part, and then I want to dominate the late game. And by the way, I did not mean to do that. In fact, I was like, no, damn it, what the hell? I didn't mean to do that. I meant to damage them and help him, but I didn't end up doing that. What I should have done here is I should have given him a huge, sizable leash, like, to make up for all that, because it was just like, but I also wanted to help my team get Twitch, which is why I didn't give Lee Sin a sizable leash. Lee Sin says, fuck you, Karthus, because, yeah, I would be kind of the same. In my defense, I would be kind of the same way. I mean, and now Twitch is out of the game, because he tried to steal our blue alone and didn't try to talk to his team. Like, that was a very bad call on his part. Ordinarily, I don't get my wall first. I don't know why I did this time, but this was also one of my most recent Karthus games. And right now I'm fighting a Victor, and I was even telling Scone Thief, who is right now, I think he's playing, no, actually, no, that's weird. I think this is actually a solo queue game. I did not remember that. But I was telling Scone Thief through Skype, though. Like, I mean, he wasn't playing the game with me, but I missed the last hit there because I thought that the Q's radius was higher. I was telling Scone Thief that Victor should be able to beat me by the time he ranks up his death ray, because he's got the damage necessary to beat me. And this was also during the time where I felt like I had to play Karthus aggressive, and I realized, no, that's not true. You don't really have to, like in the laning phase. In the laning phase, you just kind of have to focus on farming, and that's pretty much it. I mean, really, people shouldn't, against Karthus, when they're fighting him during the laning phase, they shouldn't really be that afraid. They should be more afraid of his late game than anything. Because his late game, his Defile starts hitting for like 300 per second, and his Qs start hitting for like 600, and then his ultimate hits everybody for like 1,000, which is pretty silly in my opinion. Right here, I saw that they were chasing Ahri, so I went ahead and bombarded Victor with Qs. I got him, I damaged him a considerable amount. See what I mean by, I'm very passive during my laning, but when team fights start, or like when I have to assist my team, I'm very aggressive, because that can really set you ahead if you help your team out during the laning phase, because you've got your wall. I mean, you have no shortage of utility. His wall, by the way, is really, really silly as well. It reduces their armor and magic resist by a flat amount, and it reduces their movement speed by 40%. It does gradually come back, but 40% is quite a bit. Like, if the entire team walks through it, they're going to, like, get hurt. And the slow and the armor and magic resist reduction only go up from there. By max rank, I believe it is a 30%. I believe it's by 30 magic resist and armor reduced, and it goes up to 80% slow, which is, I think, really obscene. I should not have ignored the CS next to me. I did not pay attention to it. I should do that more often, though. With Karthus, farm is like your most important aspect during the laning phase. It is normally during every other phase, like with every other character, but especially when you're playing Karthus. Especially when you're playing Karthus and you need to get that gold total up by a very... And here, yeah. I was a little worried. I thought it was going to reset because I forgot to pay attention to my mana. Another thing I didn't do very often in this game is I didn't put up my Defile very much, which I should. His Defile, especially by late game, does a lot of damage. And it's a pretty much guaranteed damage. I mean, your Qs could miss every so often, but your Defile is just always going to hit them as long as they're in it. Another reason why Karthus is so perfect for me is that out of the laning phase, even then, even if I fail at being aggressive, I'm not horribly punished for it because I have my passive, which brings me back to life and lets me cast spells for 7 seconds. Also, I saw Lee Sin was in trouble, so I just started going to town on Victor. And, really, I mean, I could have gotten the kill with my ultimate, but I also wanted to kill Twitch. So, I went ahead and did that with my ultimate. And for anybody that doesn't know, his ultimate does magic damage to everybody on the enemy teams, like everyone on the map, regardless of their distance. So I just hit Gangplank, I just hit Ari, and I also hit Vayne. But yeah, now he twitches even more behind, and Lee Sin is just kind of doing whatever he wants in his jungle because he can. Also with Karthus, I kind of go the Anivia build. I mean, you don't really need a whole lot of AP early on because you've got quite a bit of damage on your own. Your base damages are pretty high on in and of themselves. His ratios aren't outstanding, but I mean, I didn't feel like I needed to get any AP early on, especially since I was doing so much damage with the wall and plus Q. Really what I needed was a good mana pool because I wanted to run that Defile as long as I could. Yeah, and right here, just farming up. Again, I think one of my earlier games, I was really aggressive with Karthus in the laning phase. You just don't have to do that. During the laning phase, it's just all about farm, for Karthus at least. I mean, there are a lot of APs that focus on poking as well, like Zira, and yes, you're going to see a Zira video because I fucking love Zira. She's one of my favorite AP mids right now, and I think a lot of the QQ about her OP-ness is a bit unwarranted, but I definitely see where they're coming from. Really, the only things I think that are overpowered about her are the fact that her plants do a bit too much damage, and her cooldown reduction on her W is a bit much. Having a half cooldown reduction at max rank is a little unfair when it comes to a lot of other AP carries that don't have that. Plus, her ultimate could use some work, but I don't think they're going to change that anytime soon, sadly. But yeah, Zira has that unfair advantage of having half of capped cooldown reduction at level 13, which gives her a bit of an max rank. Never mind, max rank since you're maxing that third. But she also has a bit of utility, and I think that's where people are saying, well, she's a little strong because she's a bit too strong because she has a lot of utility built into her kit, and she has too much burst alongside that. Murillo helped make the character, and I don't want to really say anything about that, but I was like, dance, Victor, dance! And then I ult, and he's dead. And I didn't even know I'd get that double kill. I was just kind of aiming for Victor. I didn't even know how much health Twitch had. But since he's that far behind, he's very low level, and he probably gets really low at the camps as well, so this is just free gold for me at this point. I mean, what I could have done, which would have been kind of cheese, but I could have just warded up his jungle and seen whenever he was at really low health, and then just ulted whenever he did that, just to put him even further behind, but I really didn't feel like I needed to do that a whole lot. Really, we just take their blue. I mean, we can just do whatever we want in their jungle. And right here, this Twitch is just, I don't know what he was doing, man. He just wasn't very smart. We just completely shut him down. Right now, he is 0-4-0. That is not what you want early game as Twitch. Ow, Victor, that wasn't very nice. But yeah, just farming up still. I missed that big minion, which made me sad. I'm just being, because I've got quite a sizable gold pool, and I want to go ahead and get my mana early. I'm like, okay, just wait until... Oh, wait, no. No, he was asking Pantheon if he wanted it, because I already had blue. What I should have done, yeah, no, never mind. I think I did what I think that I did what was necessary. I didn't actually end up getting a Tear of the Goddess this time, because I didn't really feel like I needed it, since it was actually giving me blue. The only time you really want a Tear is when you're not getting blue very often, and you want that sizable mana pool, so that you can actually use your spells more often. But yeah, I mean, this is a very nice game, that I've, during this duration, I didn't even expect it to go this well. I was just kind of, trying out Karthus for, like, pretty much the second time ever. I mean, like, I was just saying mid-Mia because, and Victor realized, yeah, Twitch can just not do anything at this point, because I don't want Karthus getting more ahead. It's probably what I would have done too. I mean, if I was just helping my jungler but only coming out behind whenever he came out behind, I probably wouldn't have helped him out either. I mean, recently I've been getting more into the habit of helping my jungler out, but if it's just going to set me behind, what's the point of setting us both behind, right? I mean, feeding the jungler and the mid 2 kills, that just doesn't seem like it's worth it at all. And they switch lanes, by the way. They switched lanes with Vayne and Gangplank, because Gangplank couldn't handle Pantheon. But that didn't end up working either. And I'm just poking at Victor, but I shouldn't have been. I should have just focused on farming. Yeah, by the way, my farm should be a lot higher than it is right now, because I can usually just run my Defile right now without really caring, and push the lane as much as I want, and use my Qs. So I don't know why I didn't do that. I should have been doing that more often. I should have been running my Defile a lot more, especially since it has no cooldown. I mean, I don't know why I just didn't focus on using Defile at all. Maybe I felt like I needed to conserve my mana for some stupid reason. When you have blue buff like this, really with Karthus, you should just use your E whenever you have the chance, especially if it means more gold. Because getting kills is fine and all, but getting all the creeps in a minion wave like 3 times in a row is a lot better than that, than having enough mana for your ultimate. Especially since I probably could have afforded that at the same time, even if I had used my Defile. Now I just can't use my Defile because I don't have blue buff. I do have a bit of mana, but I can't really run my E for very long, I mean, without ooming really fast. I don't know why I'm not using my E at all. I should be using my E, I don't understand why I don't in this game. Especially if it means pushing the lane and denying Victor farm. I mean, I shouldn't be afraid of Twitch anymore. Twitch just will die to me if he tries to gank me. I did, I think, get all the creeps in that wave, but I need to run my Defile more often because there's just, and I'm just watching bottom, seeing if I can get an easy kill. Oh wait, no, was I watching bottom? Yeah, I was. Now I was. I was making sure they could get the kill, and if they couldn't, I'd ult. Because what you want to do is you want to give your teammates assist gold if they can't get the kill gold, because they're gonna love you for that. That's why people are always like, Karthus, ult please, because they want you to... And I was afraid of this Victor's damage. Look at that. He put me at half health, I mean, at this point of the game. I was afraid of how much damage he could do. I was telling Eli, I mean, this is mid-game now. I mean, this is past level 11. Eli and I were debating on when that is, and when mid-game is, and he agreed with me. And I finally agreed with him that, hey, dude, yeah, it's when you get your second rank in your ultimate, because at that point, quite a bit has happened, and you're starting to move out of the laning phase. Granted, that wasn't really happening for me, but I was also kind of ahead because I don't know why he was complaining. He didn't really get a grab off, so I don't know why he was like, Karthus! I don't really understand this guy's logic. I don't know why they're saying run away. I mean, I'm not afraid of this Ahri. I mean, she just doesn't do any damage. And they go ahead and dive this Ahri because she has no ultimate now, and she's just going to die. And here comes Victor, and I'm like, hey, Victor, what's up? How you doing, man? I don't know why he came down, especially since I was able to get the drop on him. And then I was like, okay, ulting. Double kill again. I killed Twitch. Oh god, again. I killed Twitch. I don't even know how I'm able to kill Twitch so many times. I guess he's that far behind. That's really... I kind of feel bad, actually. He smited, but I was a little irritated. I was like, dude, I could have queued one more time and gotten it. But I think he was just afraid that Gangplank would parlay or something. Yeah, that's what he said. He said, thought he would steal. Because, yeah, I understand. I was like, I could get mine anyway. It's cool. Because at first I was a little irritated because I thought my blue wasn't up. But then I was like, okay, cool. Well, mine's up, so I'll just take it on my own. And I should have said, you got it, or do you need me? And I'm like, no, I got it, because I got enough damage at this point. And here's where I start relearning that Defile plus my burst is really silly. Characters with both sustained and burst damage scale really, really well into late game. Karthus is one of those characters. Or a way of keeping up your burst damage really well. Vhagar is another one of those champions. He doesn't have sustained damage, but his burst damage never really changes. That's the thing. That's what makes him scale in the late game. Plus, the items you build on him really help him. Rise is another one of those characters. He can keep up his burst because mana is very easy to come by. Rise is a bit more item dependent, and he is a bit more single target based. He has his ultimate, but he mainly focuses on single target damage for the most part. This poor Vayne. I can only imagine the things she's been through. Now she has to deal with a Karthus. That's just... Hang on, let me look. Oh my god, I just put a huge dent in her health pool. She's so far behind, she doesn't even have any AD yet. I went ahead and went for a Zhonya's just because I wanted to get even more ahead, because really they were very AD heavy, and I wasn't very worried about Victor. So I just went ahead and went for a Zhonya's. In addition to the fact that Zhonya's is one of my favorite items. It's, oh, by the way, yeah, hang on a minute, I don't remember what happened here. Victor was in the wrong place, man. I don't know why he wandered in the middle of all of us. What he should have been doing is he should have been sitting on the corner and letting Ahri die because she got caught and it was her own fault. I've fallen into the trap too, where I feel like I need to help my teammates all the time, even when they're the ones that are at fault, even when they're the ones that got caught, and it will just end in me dying too. Really, you should just let them die if they're the ones that got caught. I mean, as much as that's terrible to say, I mean... And what I should have done instead of pushing with these guys is I should have just kind of split up. Oh, and then I wouldn't have got the kill. Yeah, and then there's when I would start running my Defile, and I'm realizing that that does a bit of damage. And I don't remember what happened here. It's just like Victor does this, blah blah blah. Victor does a lot of damage to me, and oh goodness, it's quite painful. I was still worried about the damage he could do, and I think he realized that he could do the damage, which is why he was really aggressive here. Yeah, see, look at that. He realized, hey, I can poke you just as hard as you can hit me, so let me go ahead and hit you just as hard. That's why Victor is a little undervalued. I mean, he's got some gimps to him, though, which is why I think he sees no play. His passive kind of hurts him more than it helps him. His passive does give him a bit of an edge in terms of mid-game damage compared to a lot of other characters, but it also takes up one item slot. I mean, why would you want that? Why would you want to get one item slot taken? And by the way, this Twitch is just reaching now. This poor Twitch. And now I go ahead and help Lee Sin get that kill with the with the wall. That Twitch is just very much dead. There was nothing he could do. I don't know why he tried to fight us. I mean, he was just so far behind that he just shouldn't have bothered. Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. I just woke up, so that's why I yawned again. It's about 11 o'clock where I am. Really, this is just really close to the end of the game, where they realize there's no coming back from this. Pantheon's super fed. Vayne is very behind, and now I realize, hey, I can kill Vayne! Woo! And so, yeah, I just like, yeah, Karthus is so much fun for me. Mainly because you can just be passive in lane and then just dominate team fights and out of the lane. You can just be super aggressive. Guys, go ahead and comment or like or favorite or do whatever you want with this video. I mean, you can even just send me a bunch of hate about how I suck at CSing and all that stuff. I mean, I won't really mind. I mean, I've heard it all before. So just let me know what you guys think of these videos, because I really enjoy uploading them. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to upload one right after the other one, though, because then you guys won't pay attention to the first one. So just tell me what you think. Would you like me to upload another video right afterwards, so that so that I don't feel like I'm being distant from you guys? Just let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.